Hi everyone, it's Miss Humphreys here. I am making a demo video of the Op Art waves. So we're doing more optical illusions. I have a ruler, my paper, I have a pencil, and then I have some color pencils off to the side. So I'm going to start with my ruler and my pencil, and I'm going to make different sections of my paper. Oops. So they're all going to sort of be triangle shapes, but they're all going to start from right here. This is how I'm doing mine. And I'll do one more over here. All right, so I'm going to set that to the side. And oh, I need my pen. So with my pencil, I'm going to use each section to make curved lines. So this one here is going to be curved lines, sort of curving away from my point that's right there. And then the next section that I do, it's still going to be curved lines, but those curved lines are going to be moving towards the point. And I'm going to connect them to the first one that I drew from the first section. So you can kind of see it's curving inwards, and then this one's curving outwards. So that's what I'm going to do for this section. And because this piece, it ran off the paper, so I'm just going to make curved lines moving over here all the way down. And then I'm going to move on to this next section, and it's going to be the same. So it's going to alternate. So these curved lines are moving away from the point. These curved lines are moving towards my point. And now in my next section, I'm going to alternate. So they're going to be moving, these curved lines will be moving away, but I'm still connecting those lines to the ones that I drew before. And I'm going to do that for all of these areas. So I have all of those curved lines. I filled in each of those areas. And when you look at it, I have these sort of wavy lines happening. So now with my color pencil, I'm going to start with my light blue, and you can choose any color you'd like to, but I'm gonna use light blue, light green, dark green, and dark blue. So I'm gonna set these off to the side because I'm gonna start with my light blue, and I'm still going to alternate my patterns. So this first area here is gonna be light blue, and then I'm going to skip this one and then move up to this one. This one is also going to be light blue. And I'm going to try and color in the same direction that my shape is. So I have sort of this like rainbow shape here. So I'm going to use my light blue to color in the same shape as that. So I have two light blue pieces. I'm going to skip one and then move over here to this one. And for now, I'm going to leave this one blank. And I want to follow the shape of the piece that I drew. And I'm going to skip one and then fill in this little area over here. It's a little teeny tiny. So now when I move on to the next, so I have this filled in. When I move on to the next one, it's going to be reversed. So I started right here with this piece. when I move into the next area, I'm gonna skip that and I'm going to color this one right here. So it's almost going to be like a checkerboard pattern. And I still want to color in the direction that my shape is. I sort of want to mimic the shape and color in that direction, because that's really going to help with our illusion. That's going to make our paper look almost 3D. So this one and skip, and then I color this one, and then I skip, and then I'm going to color this one here, and I'm going to do that for the entire paper. So each one, it sort of is like a checkerboard pattern here. So now I'm going to switch to fast mode and fill in these areas. So I have all of the blue areas filled in, and now the empty spaces, I'm going to use my light green, and I'm going to color the same way, where I'm sort of mimicking the shape of that curved shape. So I'm sort of coloring in the same direction as the shape. I don't want to just color straight across like this. I really want to make sure I'm trying to color in the same direction that the shape is. So I'm going to fill in all of the empty spaces I have with my light green. So now I have all of my spaces colored, and I used my light blue and then my light green. Now to create the illusion, the op art illusion, I have my dark blue now, and I'm going to start over here. I'm going to use the dark blue, and then in a minute I'll use the dark green also, but I'm going to use the dark blue on the edges. So these are my straight lines that I use to separate each area. I'm going to use the dark blue on the edges and kind of blend that color into the light blue. And then I'll do the same over here. Remembering to color in the direction of the shape. And then I'll do the same right here. And you can already kind of see it's starting to look a little bit 3D. If I cover up these areas here, this would be the shadow, and then this would be the part that's closest to me. So I'm going to use my dark blue on the edges, and then I will switch to dark green. And I'm going to do this for each area. Still remembering to color in the direction of the shape. Now, because this area is sort of cut off by the edge of the paper, it's not really necessary to color over here. You can if you'd like to, but you definitely don't have to. I really just want to focus on the areas that are touching that straight line. And this one's just really teeny tiny. And then I'll move down over here. And I will color that edge because it's touching the straight line. Now, if you really want to challenge yourself, you can work on a larger sheet of paper. I'm just using a smaller sheet of paper because this is my example. So just using the dark blue on the side or the the areas that are touching the straight lines. And you can already kind of see the blue spaces are definitely looking 3D. So I'm going to switch to fast mode and fill in the rest of my spaces with my dark blue and my dark green. So I used my dark green to add those shadows to the edges, the areas that are touching those straight lines. I left this one though because I want to show you exactly what I'm doing. So with my dark green, I'll just trace that straight edge, and I'm pressing pretty firmly with my pencil so I have a really, really dark green color. And as I'm coloring, as I move towards the center, I'm not pressing as hard. So I let off of the pressure a little bit, and then it sort of blends from really dark green and it blends into the light green I was using earlier. And then I'll do that same thing on this side here. So I just trace the edge, that straight edge, and then I press right here while I'm coloring, and as I move towards the center, I don't press so hard so that it blends into the light green. So that is our optical illusion waves, and it looks super cool once it's all done, once you have all the corners covered. Now, if you're using crayons, I do want to show you just a quick example. You could use red and pink. So say you have an area that's pink, and I'm just going to do a short little, just a small little area. So say it's this shape. And then when I'm using the red, because pink and red are like sisters, when I use the red, I'm going to do it the exact same way I used my color pencils. I'm just going to use it on the edges and make it dark on the edge so that it's that shadow on the edges, and then the center is the lightest area. So you can definitely experiment with your colors if you're using crayons. Find out which ones look better, which ones look like a shadow, which ones look like a highlighted area. I also have like a white crayon. You could even color on top. Oh, that is, sorry. I have a white pencil that if I use it on the top, it could even add a little more highlight. But definitely experiment with your color. That's what this is all about. Once you have finished with your optical illusion, be sure to take a photo and upload to the assignment. All of those instructions are posted on your assignment. I cannot wait to see all of your work. Have a wonderful day.